Hi, everybody. My name is Alan Wright, and I work for a company called Travel Montana. And welcome to this webinar on why and how to sell travel to Montana and Yellowstone. My main purpose here is going to be to give you good information so that you, when approached by a client, will have more knowledge on how to sell Montana and Yellowstone. Obviously, this is what we do for a living, and we have tours, and we're hoping we can work together as well. But the main thrust of it will be what is useful to all of you. I am the founder and president of Travel Montana, and this is my contact information, which I'll also have at the end of the screen. But a little bit about us. We actually started 24 years ago, and our original brand, which is still operating, is Zephyr Adventures. That's an active tour company. We run tours around the world, hiking, biking, kayaking, snowshoeing, things like that. We also have a brand called Taste Vacations, which does food, wine, and craft beer tours in key regions around the world. Beer tours in Brussels, in Belgium, more generally, wine tours in South Africa and Chile and Argentina, things like that. And then our newest brand is Travel Montana, where we focus just on travel to Montana, which is our home state. We're based in the small town of Red Lodge, Montana, cute mountain town, population 2,300. I'm going to show you an intro video, which is only a minute long, and we'll give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like. So that actually is courtesy of the Montana Department of Tourism, which is not us. We are a private company separate from them. I'm going to move right into why we think Montana is such a great place. So when you're approached by your clients and they're saying, hey, we want to go do a vacation, what should we do this year? Or we want to go out west, where should we go? We think Montana is one of the best outdoor destinations in the entire world, which certainly makes it one of the top ones in the United States. Yellowstone and Glacier National Parks are two of the key reasons why. Yellowstone is mostly in Wyoming with a small part in Idaho and Montana, but Montana is the major gateway to Yellowstone. It is the best national park in the world, and we've been to a lot of them. I've been to 68 countries and done mostly active stuff in those countries. So we have some familiarity with that. It's got everything, the geothermal features, the wildlife, the scenery. It's fantastic. Glacier National Park is considered the best hiking national park in the United States. There are other ones that are fantastic, but Glacier has a lot in a relatively compact area. So those are very popular reasons to go to Montana. But more generally, as you can see, there are 97 mountain ranges, 3,000 lakes, miles of rivers, huge outdoor spaces. A key component of why Montana is popular for tourism is that it only has 7 people per square mile. There are only 1 million people in the whole state, and it's a big state. We've got some interesting aspects, the native lands and native tribes, which provide excellent culture and interesting history, the Wild West history, wildlife, grizzly bears, mountain lions, and wolves, and everyone questions that, and are we going to be safe there? And the answer is yes, if you are with a guide, certainly, or know what you're doing. Cute small towns, 8 primary airports that are uncrowded, which are fantastic when you fly in, abundant outdoor activities, and this is why we think Montana is amazing. Moving on, who travels to Montana? This is just to give you sort of an overview. 57% of the people who travel to Montana visit Yellowstone and 55% visit Glacier, but of that, 63% of hikers visit Glacier. So that's a very popular reason, and these are people who are coming to Montana for tourism. Median age 60, 27% first-time visitors. There's the breakdown of couples versus families. 49% have household income over 100,000. So, you know, one of the things I really want to point out here is that a lot of times the people that come to Montana tend to be similar to the types of people who will visit a tour operator or travel agent for help planning their vacation. Top activities you'll see there: scenic drives, hiking, wildlife viewing are all very popular there. And people are staying 6 nights on average. That's pretty good for a vacation. So this part is for all of you, really. We have got on our website, and you're welcome to go to travelmontana.com and click on any button, and it'll take you to a screen with a top menu. So if you click on that, choose your vacations. Then you'll see on the right planning guides, and you'll see that we have planning guides on the site for Montana, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, top 10 things to do in Montana, traveling to Montana during a pandemic. And if you don't do this right now, I'm going to just do it for you. I'm going to go to our website, and you'll see here that we've got all these planning guides. So I'm going to walk you through 3 of them really quickly, because this is the kind of information that you need to know when somebody comes to you and says, I want to go to Montana. How do you decide what to do for them? First thing you have to decide is, do you go to a national park or not? The 2 biggies, Glacier and Yellowstone. That's a critical component. It affects everything about that person's vacation. Our recommendation, you can see, we provide our recommendation for each of these sections, is that you should pick one of the 2 and then add in other activities and come back to visit the other. They're distinct, they're good drive apart, and it's trying to pack a lot into often too little time if you try and do them both in one, although we run tours that do just that. Select your outdoor activity. Not everybody wants to do something active, but you can also do wildlife viewing or photography or just scenic drives, in addition to the popular ones like skiing in the winter and hiking in the summer. So we do suggest people get out at least once, but you know, that depends on the individual. Small towns or small cities. There are no big cities in Montana. The small cities are very popular. Missoula, Bozeman are 2 university cities and fun to stay in. So a nice counterpoint, if you will, between the outdoor activities and the open spaces. But we also highly recommend that people visit at least one small traditional Western town. That is really what Montana is all about. The accommodations, you know, our main, you can read all this, but our main recommendation is don't stay in a comfort inn that's along the highway. Try to get your clients out of that and into the more traditional, old-fashioned lodgings. A lot of small towns have historic hotels. They're fantastic. Best time to travel, we talk about this. Most people go there in the summer months. This is just the reality of our lives, right? Everybody gets sucked into regular schedules. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best time to be there. I think the best time to be there is September after Labor Day, when the crowds go down and the weather's fantastic. We suggest factoring in events and festivals when you're going there. You know, our recommendation is, unless you're looking for that specifically, go onto this site, look for Montana events once you know when someone's going, and then you can really please somebody and surprise them by saying, hey, did you know you're going to be in this town and there's going to be a rodeo or a festival right nearby you? We talk about how to get there and how to get around. And then I want to take you down to the next one, which is how to plan a Yellowstone vacation. You know, I think planning a Montana vacation isn't that difficult. Planning a Yellowstone vacation can be very difficult. It can get crowded in the summertime. Lodging can be scarce. It's hard to know where to go to see the best things at the best times. It's not super easy to plan, and that includes for your clients and really for you, which is one of the reasons we're doing this. But we provide you a lot of advice right here. When to travel, you can see most people are traveling in the summer months. We recommend, if they can do it, the shoulder seasons. And I'll show you a video at the end, which is a winter video. Great time to be there if they can do that as well. Accommodations, these are your options: national park lodges, national park campgrounds, or out of the park lodging in the gateway towns, which is generally easier to do and more available and can be a better value, but it doesn't have the cachet of staying in the national park in lodges or campgrounds. Getting there and getting around, we talk about this. The open jaw flying into, for example, Bozeman and out of Jackson can be fantastic. What to see, you can read this for yourself as I'm going. And how long to stay in Yellowstone. It just doesn't make sense to go do the 2-day trip, one night, drive around, see all the high points that everybody else is doing, and then leave. So very similar to that is the avoiding the Yellowstone crowds topic, which is important. And we give you 5 pieces of advice here. Pick a shoulder season, go to the out of the way areas, get up early and stay out late in the evening. That's when the animals are out anyway. You're more likely to see things like that, and you're less likely to see bunches of people. So those are 5 things for you to read. And when you get that call about somebody wanting to go to Yellowstone, and then we talk about our trips, of course. And the last one I'm going to go through is the Glacier National Park one. How to plan a Glacier National Park vacation. Same sort of information with slight differences. So when to travel is very similar, but you have to remember that Glacier gets a lot of snow and they don't open up the park roads. In Yellowstone, they open up the park roads usually in March or April, and in the wintertime, they've got one road that's always plowed. But in Glacier, the main going to the sun road, which goes up and over the mountains, is not plowed until late June, early July usually. So if you go before that, you can do it, but you can't get up and over the middle. You have to go around the south of the park. It doesn't matter, but it is something to pay attention to. Accommodations, again, same thing with the addition of they have these backcountry chalets, which are only available to hikers. Getting there and getting around the main airport there. The main town is Whitefish, great town, and the main airport is Glacier Park International Airport in Kalispell. And what to see here, the difference here is there are no geothermal features, there are no wolves, no resident wolf packs, but you get to have better scenery in Glacier National Park because of the alpine mountains and the snow all summer long, and also the glaciers themselves, which are disappearing. And we talk about seeing the glaciers. You can see them from the road. They are disappearing. They're going to be gone in our lifetimes. So it's sort of a convincing reason to visit Glacier National Park for many people. And then we talk about how long to stay there, approximately the same. We say here 3 to 5. Avoiding the crowds, very similar. And then we're doing that. So I'm going to come back here and get back to my presentation, which I just covered that, and that, speeding us all along. So I hope that was useful for you. I know it's a lot of speed. I know you all are busy, so we didn't want to take a lot of time, but the purpose of that was to give you some idea of what you can do without us. If somebody comes to you and says they want to go to Montana, Yellowstone, or Glacier, that is good information. It's on our site. You don't have to write it down or copy it. It will be up there. And I do want to then talk about us, because we would love to work with you, whether you're a tour operator or for most of you on this call, a travel agent. We are a tour operator. We run private mostly, but also some public group tours where we have fixed dates, and anybody who would like to can sign up for them. But most of our tours are privates, and there is groups as small as 4. That means we don't do couples. We do 4 and up for any of our Montana locations. We have 12 different destinations in Montana. I'll talk about those briefly. We will run active or non-active vacations. All of ours are set up to be active as an option, but we can do them as non-active, except for ones that are labeled as biking or hiking only. But we can do our general Montana, our Yellowstone, our Glacier trips as non-active ones. And as I've said, we only do guided tours. We don't do car only, self-driving, and we don't provide just hotel reservations or something like that. That's what you all do. Here are our itineraries. We do a fantastic Beartooth Mountains hiking, one of the best places in the country. It's rural, it's rugged, it's fantastic, but we return to our home base of Red Lodge and stay in a nice hotel in the evenings. Everything we do is hotel based, by the way. We don't camp. Glacier National Park hiking is the premier national park for hiking. We have 2 different bicycle tours in Montana. It's not super popular road biking there. It's much more popular to do mountain biking, but we do road biking tours that are manageable for people and very nice. And that's one of the reasons we only have 2, is we've found 2 that we think are the best. We have a Montana family vacation, which are great, and that can be multi-generational or one family of 4 or more, or even better, multiple families. A Grand Teton and Jackson multi-sport, which is outside Montana, but in our area. And then in Yellowstone, this is a specialty, of course. We have a beer tour, a family tour, trekking with llamas, a winter snowshoe, a winter wolves tour, and a best of Yellowstone tour, and a best of Montana tour, which combines some of everything. Here's what we don't do. We don't do groups smaller than 4 people because we can't justify having a guide really on that kind of a tour. And we don't do unescorted tours. It's just not what we do. We can customize anything, but we tend to do it for groups of 8 or more. If it's a small customization like we want to do, certainly the dates are obviously, you come to us and say, hey, we have a group of 4 wanting to go to Yellowstone. And we say, take a look at these itineraries. What do they think? And you can communicate with them. If they say, well, we want to add in an extra hotel night, but nothing else, well, that's easy to do. If it's big customization, we generally do it for groups of 8 or more. Otherwise, we prefer that you use our 13 preferred itineraries, and these are ones that we've picked out. So we think, being experts in Montana, that these are some of the best available. And I just wanted to put this up too. We have a section on our website. You can go to the website and see why use us. And it's essentially saying, well, why a guided vacation? And you're going to get that question if you propose to somebody that they consider one. And we're providing you that information so you can respond. But in general, planning a Montana vacation, especially to the national parks, is very difficult to do. The availability of lodging is tight. The crowds can be a problem in some places. You can run out of a parking lot where you want to go if you don't know when to go to a certain place at a certain time. Guided vacations, we think, are just better anyway. Obviously, we've all done non-guided trips, and all of you have done guided tours too, probably. They improve the experience, right? They definitely improve the knowledge transfer that you get, because our guides are locals and experts. But oftentimes our guides are trained to improve the group dynamics too, which can really help with a multi-generational family, or say 3 couples that are going together. And whoever's organizing this from your contact can relax and not have to take charge. And then, of course, the safety aspect as well. When you're in the backcountry or on a hiking trail, when you're with us, your safety, of course, increases dramatically. So for anybody worried about mountain lions, wolves, and grizzly bears, we're generally not worried about them. We're just cautious. You can come with us. And here's speaking to you as the travel agent. Why work with us? We do, of course, provide you with a commission. We have a higher dollar volume on our package tours than you would get just overall price if you book everything as a component, of course, because we're paying the customer's paying for a guide and for the overall organization. That means a higher commission if you come with us. National parks, by the way, don't even pay commission on lodging. I'm pretty confident that's true for Glacier as well. And obviously it saves time for you if you prefer. If you come to us and say, we've got a group of 6 wanting to do this, we're happy to take that on and talk to them and see if we can make it work. And then, of course, they're still your clients and you still get the commission. And I just wanted to talk about this webinars. We're doing this webinar for you as travel professionals. We also do webinars. I just gave one 2 days ago for an investment banking, not investment banking, investment advisory company. So we will give them for clients, travelers as well. And so this is a way, if you have people on your database that you'd like to convince to do a certain kind of travel, we are happy to give that webinar for your customers, your clients. We'd also be happy to do it for your office of agents if you're in a bigger office. But these are the ones we can do because of our 3 different niches: Montana, food, wine, and beer travel, active travel, combining your passion with travel, which is sort of the 3 combined, and then traveling safely during a pandemic. We've been giving webinars on that for a long time now. I've given quite a few of these. One more video for you. This is winter snowshoe vacation in Yellowstone. We also run a winter wildlife wolf watching and snowshoe vacation. So it's a fantastic time to be there, as you'll hear from a couple of our clients. It's a short video of 2 minutes, and then I will be back. If you have questions, there is a question button, and I'll be answering them after this, and a short survey at the end. So let me just quickly play this for you. Hang tight for 2 minutes.
If you love being in one of our most amazing national parks in the United States, and if you love winter activities out in nature, then this Yellowstone in winter trip is for you. It was absolutely phenomenal. Far exceeded all my expectations.
Snowshoeing and cross-country skiing, all new experiences for me. But I truly enjoyed my time, and I truly enjoyed being in the park and just seeing the tremendous amount of snow. My impression of Yellowstone was just all the natural beauty, the geysers, the thermal pools, the hot springs, the views, the animals, the landscape, the snow-covered trees, and the just amazing beauty throughout.
I really enjoy snowshoeing. I don't find it difficult. I find it just as easy as walking, and to be able to look to the left and look to the right and look around and see the beautiful snow on the trees, and a bison here and an elk there, and some trumpeter swans and an occasional coyote. Oh, what's not to love?
The park was not very crowded. There were some families there, but we pretty much had the park to ourselves because of the time of year that we went. We got to the geysers, and when we got to the thermal waterways, there was hardly anyone there. So it was just wonderful to be able to take in the sights without having a lot of interruptions or a lot of crowd. It was really a great vacation, and I'm so glad I did it.
Okay. It's a beautiful place. So there's my contact information. If you have anything specific, please do send me an email. I'm happy to respond and help you out. And if you've got any questions, please load them in. I am going to answer a few of them that have come in already. Somebody said, when's the best time to visit Montana? And we kind of covered that a little bit, but I think the best time, if you want the answer, is September after Labor Day. If you had to go once, if you're saying I'm going to Montana one time, that's when I would go. Beautiful weather, fewer crowds, nice scenery. It's perfect. When on a guided hiking tour, does the guide stay at the same accommodations? Yes, the guide stays at the same accommodations Unless for us, if we're running a guided hiking tour out of Red Lodge, and then if our guide's in Red Lodge, then usually at home. Do you do overnight tours? So everything we do is a multi-day tour. You'll see it on there. Our shortest tour is 4 days, and our longest is, I think, 9. We just aren't a company that's operating day trips in Montana. We are a tour operator, and so everything we do is overnight. How do we qualify our clients' ability to your hiking tours? Great question. So if it's a private group, then we will adapt our tour to that group's abilities and interest level. So it doesn't matter. Whatever they want, we will do. If one of your clients wants to join one of our public tours, and this year I think we've got 4 public tours. We just ran a snowshoe vacation that was open to anybody that wanted to sign up. We're about to run a wolf snowshoe vacation, wolf watching, which is amazing, by the way. We have a Montana family tour, and then we have a bear-tooth hiking tour. That one, then you do have to pay attention a little bit to the bear-tooth hiking tour, that it's got to be someone who's used to hiking. In general, someone signing up for that one is going to know what they're probably doing. So the answer for most things is that it is something that we can adapt to the private group. Do you ever put people together to become a group? Well, there you go. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was just mentioning. Yes, so those 4 trips were all public tour groups. So if you've got 1 or 2 people, they can do that. By the way, if you got 1 or 2 people, you can also go to Zephyr Adventures, where 80% of our tours are those public groups. So at Zephyr, which we've been running for 24 years, most of the people joining in are coming as solos or couples, and we put them into one group. And frankly, it's super fun because you've got a self-selecting group of people who are active and travelers. And then the next one's similar. If we have a couple, can you join the group already? How far in advance do we need to book? That's a great question. So the issue is that for the summer popular months, lodging is tight and more expensive too. If your clients want to go to Yellowstone this summer, now's a good time to be on that. And for other years, I would say even better would be to plan it in the fall before. You don't have to. If you call us up a month in advance, we can find lodging for you most of the time. It's not going to be necessarily our first choice, but we don't use lodging that's not good. So it will definitely work. Do we have any photos or marketing material we can share on social media? Yes. And Allie, I will have Beth contact you directly when we get the list of folks who participated in this webinar. And you are welcome, as long as you credit us, to use any of the photos on our website. And we've got excellent ones on every single page. So that would be a good way to do it as well. Do we have any special deal for travel agents who want to visit and get the experience? Not really. And the reason is we don't have short-term options like that. So everything we do are these multi-day trips, and we don't do groups of fewer than 4 people. So it's very difficult for us to just host an individual travel agent who wants to come to the area, because we're not that type of a travel provider. Susanna Tomlin says you have a client for this summer. We'll be in touch too, but definitely get in touch with us. Somebody asked what's Taste Vacations. So I'll recover that again, because I know some of you probably came on late. Zephyr Adventures is our original brand. It runs active tours around the world. We do bicycling in Italy and hiking on the Inca Trail. We climb Mount Kilimanjaro. We also do active tours in the United States as well. Taste Vacations is the second of our 3rd companies, and it is a food, wine, and craft beer company without the physical activities. So we go to the Rioja region in Spain and visit the different wineries there, or we go to Belgium and do a beer tour, or we go to Chile and Argentina and visit the wine areas there. We have a food tour in Peru. Most of what Taste Vacations does are private tours. Do you have an age minimum? So we do run family tours, and so no, there's no age minimum for a family private tour, any private tour. And we run these family tours, so we know how to do those and how to make them so they're accommodating. I have a 7-year-old, and she is going on her third vacation with us on our family vacations that we run. They're super fun. They're great. On our public family tours, this one I think is at the end of June. We do have a minimum. I think this one's recommended for kids age 7 and up. So everybody, we appreciate your time. That's 31 minutes. I was shooting for 30 minutes. If you have any specific questions, send me an email. I am parenting today and tomorrow and Saturday, but I will get back to you when I can. And if I don't get back to you until Sunday or Monday, that's the reason why. And I think that we would love to have you. We would love to work with you, and please keep in touch. Thank you very much.